Alright, so we're back for part 2. We were talking about paint and the paint palette. Next is a little house. There's a woman on YouTube. Her name is Kathy Orta, O-R-T-A. You should check her out if you haven't. She's really, really fantastic. She does a lot of scrapbooking and paper art. And she makes stuff out of nothing. Just chipboard and paper. She's made a fantastic backpack and she makes things that look like purses. She's really, really fantastic. But she made this little house to where it looked like a gingerbread house, and she splits it open, and inside is a scrapbook. I'm going to actually make it to look like my house because we just moved into a new house. So I'm going to make this look like my house and paint it like green with the roof that looks like mine, and put a little family album inside. So maybe I'll post it once I get started with that. This bottom shelf here is mostly foam, dowels, wood cutouts. I have some like floral tape and floral wire, stuff like that. I have a lot of fabric markers and like fabric, anything to do with like making t-shirts or fabric stencils are all in here. Next is this shelf, and I have some knickknacks up there. Sorry about the glare. I have to have a guy come tint the window. But I have punches. These are my basic punches, like basic shapes. These are basic punches like butterflies, flowers, stuff like that. And then this overflowing hot mess is my border punches. I have recently become super addicted to border punches. I did some nice like little invitations for Halloween with the Martha Stewart spiderweb one, and I was hooked. I'll show you that little invite later on in the tour. But this shelf here is mostly bling and glitter and stuff like that. So in this here, I have packages of bling. This next one, I have more bling. These are glitter. This is big bottles of glitter. Then I have like my stickles and then like little micro beads and stuff like that. And then over here I have different things for like doing masking projects, like the vinyl clings where you spray and then it's the negative image and all that. This little bin that I have open and ready to show you is my bath bomb stuff, all my supplies to make like the bath bombs that look like cupcakes and the little, ball shaped ones. And then here I have all my bling. This thing here, I have a lot of stuff that is from China and Japan. I bought it from like Etsy, and I have it all sorted. They're like little Barbie plastic things, and mostly stuff that you see on like cell phone cases. I do a lot of like decorative cell phone cases. And then I have this stuff pulled out ready to go. I have a flea market near me. It's called Webster, and they have a wholesale section. And I go back there and I go where the guy sells the like little rhinestone jewelry and the hair clips and stuff. And then I just take this was a ring, and I just snapped this off the top. And then you have this really pretty like rhinestoned thing, and you could buy this whole box of rhinestones for like $40. There's like 100 rings in it. Or you can get stuff like this. These are all rings, and this box is like, I don't know, $4 or $6. If you went to buy half of this box at Michael's, it would probably be like $7. Or if you bought it at a little boutique. But they have like the little crowns, stuff like that. And then in the bottom I have more. I have like the E6000 glue, like toothpicks, stuff that I just pull this bin out when I'm decorating my cell phones and stuff like that. So this bin here I have is all my bead stuff. My husband got it for me for like Valentine's Day, and I love it because everything that has to do with beading, besides that hot mess, is in this bin. If I want to go do crafting with like my sister or a friend, and I'm not ready to do like scrapbooking or something, I'm not prepared, I just pull this whole bin out and take it with me, and I essentially have everything that I need to do beadwork. So I like it because it like folds out, and I have it like super organized. Like up here is all my beads. Then down there is like packaging, stuff like that. So that's the bead thing. That is a hot mess. That needs to be sorted in that. But I'm making like Halloween bracelets. So maybe I'll show you that project later. This here is a bucket filled with like brads that I took out of the packaging. I like it like this. It takes up less room. And usually when you're doing stuff and you're using a brad, you just need like 1 or 2 brads. You don't need like 30 red. And I just fished through and grabbed the brad I need. So it takes up, like, look at that bucket compared to having a bunch of packs of brads. So next is a little cups I use for like sorting things, stuff like that. This is kind of like my glue area. It looks messy, but I don't know. I'm always in that bin. So I organize it and then it gets wrecked up again. And then I organize it and it gets wrecked up again. So this here is a stack of paper trimmers. I have a bunch just because if I am teaching class or have people over, they can just all have a paper trimmer for the night. Nobody has, if they forgot theirs, it's no biggie. I actually bought them at Big Lots. They were like on clearance for $3 because they were missing the blade. So I just bought a blade and then I had 2 blades in a pack, so for like $5 I had a paper trimmer, and I just bought like 3 or 4 of them. So next, this is the ribbon area. I love this unit because it all unsnaps, and then each part I have it sectioned by like 4, so I have like red and green and blue. These used to all be on spools in a ginormous Rubbermaid, and now that is a lot of ribbon, and it is all sorted in this one container. So you can kind of see it. It's all like those dividers, so it's all sorted. What I do is I pull it off the spool and then I use this little clear rubber band and I just wrap it around my hand and then tie it with a rubber band and call it a day. So this area here is a lot of tags and buttons and borders and frames and all kind of stuff for scrapbooking. So that's kind of an overflow from this other section, but I didn't know where else to put it. Noticed a little handy dandy broom because I spilled a bunch of rhinestones on the floor yesterday working on something. This is my Stampin' Up! Section. I have all my like DVD case Stampin' Up! Stuff, my inks, my markers. The crepe paper is another project working on. And like I said, I have 20 million projects. But I have like my acrylic blocks, my stamp scrubber, all kinds of stuff, inks and ribbons. And then in the drawers, everybody knows about these little quad units. So you can get them at Michael's. I think my husband bought it from me for like our anniversary this year. He bought me that section because I needed somewhere to put like all my stamp stuff. So I actually really like that, how it works. This whole section here is scrapbooking, completely scrapbooking. We have all these bins are separated between like girls, boys, Boy Scouts, religious, Christmas, different vacations we've went on. I have like food ones and animal ones and all different kinds of different things. But these bins here is like sentiments, flowers, butterflies, stuff like that. And then that is like boy or girl kind of themed. And then on the bottom, this is mainly like programs from shows. I have like licensed stuff. Like I have a bin that has like SpongeBob and Hello Kitty and American Girl and Disney. I think I have one bin that's all Disney. And then I have like, if we went to Texas and I went to a scrapbook store in the area, I put it all in that one little bin with all the memorabilia, all the stuff. And I might have like a few in each bin. Like I might have like a Texas and Vermont in one. And then on the bottom here is all alphabets. These are sponge alphabets. Then I have metal, rub-on, sticker. It's all sorted. So if it's a metal one, it's in that bin. If it's a sticker, it's in that one. So I kind of have an idea of where everything is. And then this here is my spare extra scraps of paper. Then I have some photo albums, like empty if I need to, you know, in the future put pictures in. I have an extra paper holder. And then here's my wall of paper. I have some, those containers up there are projects that are in the midst, like my daughter's dance book. I might have a vacation book I'm doing. And then there's some other, like, memory sticks for my, you know, camera. But this is all like plaid, flowers, striped, Disney, this, that. And then this section here is all cardstock. And then down here is all stacks, like K & Company, die cuts with a view. All those are separated. And then I have like a little bit of a trickle overflow that needs to be sorted and put away. And then this here, I have all my photos, my albums, some projects, and in here, in these bins, I have all my photos. I got those bins at Walmart. I love, love, love this way of organizing it. I have it to where it is in here, and then I have like, see how I have it like labeled with cardstock? That's a little taller, but everything is organized by event and stuff like that. So those are all sorted that way. I have a little bin here left of stuff I need to sort because my husband, when we were moving, he brought down a box and said, I found all these pictures. So I need to sort those. These are albums that I finished, idea books, and then some more idea books and more idea books. That's my little Lisa Berenson bear from Build-A-Bear. Her name is Bearson. Some albums that I've done for my kids for school. Then this is the little thing I told you I was hooked on when I saw the border. But that was our little invite. And then I've got some cards, some stuff I've made. This is my little clay thing that I made that I told you. I have certain stamps that I use for that. So that's pretty much the tour of the room. Hopefully going to make some more videos, do some different tutorials, some different ideas. This room seats 4 people. It's kind of lonely. Not a lot of people always come over. But this is generally where I work. I'm working on a project right now. I'm doing that Kathy Orta, the backpack project. It's fabulous. This here is my little Cricut island. When we moved to this house, I wanted the Cricut to have a forever home because it was always put on a shelf. Had to pull it off the shelf, plug it in. I was just so tired of that. I wanted it to have its forever home. There's my little gypsy. I said when I moved to this house I would give it a forever home, but that didn't happen. It got stuck on the shelf like somewhere over there, and then when I bought the units from Michael's, I was like, I need to get something for my Cricut to have a home. So here's 2 more sections. My daughter and her little girlfriend are working on their paint by number. She's really into it now. She's doing a fantastic job. And then this is the other side of my Cricut island where I have all the accessories that go with it. So I'm real happy with the gypsy. I love it. But here's my little area. And then a chair over there. If anybody wanted to, I could scooch to this side. But this is usually where my daughter works. And there you have it. Stay tuned for some future classes, tutorials, maybe some more tours, some different things. This channel is going to be a lot of different things. Scrapbooking, some makeup tips in the future, maybe cooking, couponing. I'm kind of like a domestic diva. I've dedicated my life to taking care of my husband and my kids, so this is kind of what I do. If you're a housewife, you might be interested in my channel. So if you are, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the future. Have a great day.